Hey amazing parent, it's Dr. Lindsay here with this week's psychology-based parenting tips about how to gradually and safely ease your child into social media use. World Health Day is coming up, so this week we're focusing on healthier screen time, specifically the challenge of safely introducing our children to social media. Social media is a tool as potent in its capacity to connect and educate as it is to isolate and mislead. The journey of guiding our children through the labyrinth of likes, shares, and tweets is akin to teaching them to navigate a vast, bustling city. It requires preparation, guidance, and ongoing dialogue to ensure they reap the benefits while steering clear of the pitfalls. We're going to break this down into 5 sections today. First up, balancing the pros and cons. Social media is a double-edged sword. On the one side, it offers a platform for self-expression, learning, and connecting with like-minded individuals. On the flip side, it exposes users to cyberbullying, privacy breaches, and the psychological impacts of constant comparison. Parents' views on the appropriate age for children to embark on their social media journey vary widely, reflecting a spectrum of concerns and values. However, the consensus leans towards one crucial practice: close monitoring and the establishment of clear boundaries. Next up, introducing social media, a step-by-step approach. A prudent approach to introducing social media involves starting with a daily limit. Perhaps 30 minutes or 1 hour is a reasonable benchmark. How do you enforce these limits? One way is to use parental controls built into the app or your child's phone. Another is to establish physical boundaries around screen use in your home. For example, phones stay plugged into their charging station until we leave for school and are returned when we get home from school. They can come out during your 1 hour screen time from 5 to 6 p.m. The initial phase of social media use can focus on a limited number of platforms. I'd recommend starting with 1 or 2 and very gradually adding more over a period of years. There's no need to be on every social media platform. Have your child find out which ones their friends are on to guide their selection. Now, here's a very important principle for safely introducing your child to social media. Clearly establish with your child that their social media use is a limited privilege. Let them know that you're comfortable allowing them to view and like posts, but that they may not dislike, comment, or otherwise engage with posts beyond a simple like. Make it crystal clear that they may not post their own content on any social media channels. Such gradual exposure serves as a buffer, helping children acclimate to the social media environment under the protective gaze of their parents. How long these restrictions last is a personal decision for each family to make, keeping in mind the child's unique personality and situation. There's no rush to advance quickly, but I encourage parents to keep in mind that by age 18, it is reasonable for their child to have full access to their social media accounts. This transition is best done gradually rather than suddenly. So depending on what age you allow your child to have social media, plan ahead for a gradual transition to more and more access. That said, they may never want or need to post anything on social media. Being a consumer but not a producer is a perfectly viable option. I'd love to hear from you in the comments about your thoughts on this strategy for a gradual entrance into social media use. Of course, there are no perfect one-size-fits-all parenting solutions, just the one that works best for your unique parent-child dynamic. Okay, now the why behind the boundaries. Kids who are old enough to have access to social media are old enough to be involved in the decision of why boundaries are necessary. The rationale for these restrictions is twofold. First, it's about balancing the inherent pros and cons of social media engagement, including the very real risks of negative feelings like anxiety and depression resulting from the content that they may view and the interactions they may have with other people on social media. Second, and perhaps more importantly, it acknowledges the developmental reality that children's and teenagers' brains are still in the process of maturing. Their developmental stage impacts their ability to consistently make thoughtful decisions, especially in the context of the immediate gratification that social media often offers. I routinely tell my kids that it's hard to know what actions they may look back on in 5 years or 10 years and feel good about versus those that they may regret. Once they put information on social media, it is there forever. Kids should not be misled into thinking that posts can be deleted and forgotten. A screenshot can be taken, even of a disappearing post, and come back to haunt them. I tell my kids that I have no idea what career they'll pursue as adults, but I want them to keep their options open and never learn that their run for president was foiled by a social media post from their youth. That example is a bit extreme, but it hits home with kids and reinforces your belief that great things lie ahead in their future. Okay, now let's talk about fostering an open communication. Central to navigating the social media maze is maintaining an open line of communication with our children. Regular check-ins characterized by questions like, has anything interesting popped up in your account this week? Or anything that surprised you? Or any negative interactions? Can illuminate your child's online experience. These conversations are invaluable, offering insights that can guide further discussions about digital citizenship and online safety. You can also educate your child about how they can curate their social media feed. Teach them that the algorithm sends them more content similar to what they view and like. Even if they just hover over a post for just a few seconds, the algorithm tracks that behavior. So teach your children to only watch and like posts that bring them joy, to train their account to be a positive space. Now, demystifying digital media. To empower parents further on this journey, I offer a free workshop titled Screen Time Myths. This 1-hour online training aims to debunk common misconceptions about digital media use, providing clarity on what's fact and what's fiction. Armed with this knowledge, parents can feel more confident in their ability to guide their children through the digital landscape. There's a link below in the video description to get you quickly registered today. Okay, now it's time for the take-home message for this episode. Guiding our children through the world of social media is not a task we undertake alone. It's a journey of connection, learning, and growth that we share with our children. By setting clear boundaries, fostering open communication, and educating ourselves about the digital world, we can help our children navigate social media responsibly. If your child is getting ready to embark on their social media journey, use the tips discussed above to ease them into that experience with your close supervision. If they've already have access to social media, know that it is not too late to backtrack. Parents are continuously learning how to best care for their children, and with new knowledge may come new screen time boundaries. Together, we can transform the digital landscape into a space of positive growth and meaningful connections. Establishing boundaries around social media use falls under the Choices and Checkpoints category of my 5Cs parenting framework. If you're new to the 5Cs, look in the description below this video to find more parenting resources, including a video about the 5Cs parenting framework and a link to sign up for my weekly newsletter to be sure you never miss any of my new tips. Okay, amazing parents, that wraps up today's episode. Thanks for joining me to fill your parenting toolbox with psychology-based tools to feel more confident and capable in your parenting. If you found this video helpful, I invite you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more parenting with psychology tips. Join me next week to learn about minimizing sibling fighting. In the meantime, check out my free resources listed below in the description. If you're ready to take your parenting practice to the next level with my online courses, follow the link below and keep up the good work on your amazing parenting journey. Oh, and remember to join my Screen Time Myths workshop at parentingwithpsychology.com/screens with an S for essential information about how screen time affects your child and how you can use that information to establish clear and reasonable screen time boundaries for your family.